Hey guys, Doc here. Long time no see. Yeah, I know. I don't film these anywhere near what I should. But I get tied up, and honestly, I haven't been out here much. It's cold out here. I have 200-pound propane tanks that I have to carry to get filled. I got to put them in a truck, which I don't own, and to bring them to go get filled, which one of them they say is too old. And I'm not getting any younger, and 100-pound propane tanks are heavy. So I've got to figure out how to get a propane service here, is all I'm saying. I'll show you what I've been up to. Not much, but I'll show you. Hold on. Let's see what we got. Okay. This silly setup here, as you can see, is a turbo, but the actual rotating assembly is no good. But this is a draw-through turbo from a 79 T-type, Buick T-type. And it's got the quadrabog bolt pattern on it. And then it just, falls on my foot, comes out to this flange. Draws through. Bolts on right there. Comes out here, goes into the intake. But I mean, if you see this wheel, it's in rough shape. The bushings, it doesn't even have bearings in it. It's got bushings in it, and they're worn out. And the impeller's been bouncing around. So, at any rate, I don't have one of these engines, but I do have a slant 6. That could be fun. I don't know. But I also picked up this turbo, which is rebuilt, as much as that's worth, rebuilt. But it does spin freely. It doesn't have a lot of play in it. So it came with another deal of some sort. I don't even know what it was used for. Don't really care. I'm trying to figure out how to adapt one to the other. And that way I have a 3-bolt flange to whatever intake manifold I want to hook it to. And a quadrajet on the other end. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, everything's a mess. I took apart a Volkswagen Beetle engine here. Well, I took apart most of a Volkswagen Beetle engine here. I ran into a slight problem of it being stuck, and I can't get the liners off, or at least not easily, and I don't really want to waste my time with it. All right, here we have that engine out of that square body truck I had, and I'm starting to figure out how to mount it up into this chassis. Now, if I mount it to the bottom of the frame, the fan's too low. I mean, even now it's a bit too low. You want your cooling fan to cool your radiator. So this is about where it has to be. I did end up having to cut the firewall out, but that should be pretty easy to move. Because the distributor kind of sticks right through it. I'm just going to build something to set it back a little bit and maybe weld the same piece back in. I don't know. Another thing I've been doing is, as you can see, the whole bottom of this dashboard is garbage. Well, I have picked up another one. It's a lot better. It is used. I didn't buy a new one. I got a good deal on it. So I'm going to be taking this one out and going into the little shop with it, with the other one, and swapping over all the little nickel-plated parts and chrome-plated parts and put the best gauges in and yada, yada, yada. And I've got the part from one of the doors, yada, yada, yada. That's a lot of yadas. I still have to cut that cross member out so I can put a transmission in. But as I don't have a transmission that's currently out of a vehicle, I'm not much of a hurry. We'll probably take the Turbo 400 out of the motorhome that I crashed last year, or 2 years ago. Look back in the I don't remember where it is, but yeah, there's a video on me doing that. That was kind of fun. What else we got going here? Let's see. I got a beautiful set of center lines and some 15-inch wide tires that will fit right in here. But as you see, it does officially have the whole Jaguar suspension and brake system under it. I got that done. I think I might have told you guys that already. What else? We'll get over into the next vehicle in a minute. But so this bed, I got to pull it off, finish the back of the cab, straighten some metal out on the bed, put it back on. I believe I have found a manly winch to put on the back of it just for show, because it doesn't really need it. And I've had a couple of people ask me why I used parts from the Jaguar to hook the control arms and the frame sections and all that up. And I looked at it and I said, well, this is my first attempt at putting a Jaguar suspension in anything. And I had the whole car. So instead of reinventing the wheel, I basically just cut the frame rails, braced them up, set the whole thing underneath, made some brackets, welded it in. But these control arms, or these radius rods, whatever you want to call them, were dangling out in space, and I didn't know how I was going to do it. Anything I ran down from the frame was going to look weird. So I just stuck this in, and it works out really well because the bigger tires cover all of it. You don't see any of it. On the front, I did the same thing. I didn't want to change caster, camber, all that nonsense. So I measured it in the original car, and it was completely horizontal with the frame in that car. So I put the whole unit completely horizontal with the frame under this one by adding a little extension on the rubber mounts. I know I could have welded the frame straight to it, but it wasn't broken. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. If I want to stiffen things up, I can always cut all that stuff out. But to start with, everything is factory Jaguar, basically. It's sitting in this frame just as it sat in the original car, including, I have the brake master cylinder. And I figure if this brake master cylinder ran these brakes in the Jaguar, and I'm running all the Jaguar brakes, it should work, right? Who knows? All right, back to what I call the elephant in the room. So I bought a Renault Fuego. You may be asking why did I buy a Renault Fuego? And to be honest, I am asking myself exactly the same question. I don't know why, other than I have never seen one in about 30 years, and this one is completely rot-free. It is in beautiful condition, other than a little mold and mildew from sitting in a barn, and the engine is stuck, also from sitting in the barn. And what I'm finding about these French engines is, well, they kind of suck. Hard to get parts for them, blah, blah, blah. So I got the cylinders filled with Marvel Mystery Oil and jet turbine oil from the military from like the 1960s, figuring all those good carcinogens and poisons should really be cleaning up those stock rings. I'm pretty sure it's number 3 cylinder, since that's the one the fluid does not run through. I fill it up and it just stays full. Yeah. It's a good car. I don't need it. I think what will probably end up happening is it's a relatively square-ish bell housing. It'd be easy to make an adapter. I was thinking of putting just about any other 4-cylinder or maybe even a V6 in here, like an old 2.8 or a 3.8, if I can find a 3.8. And oh yeah, if I found a 3.8, then I've got that turbo over there. Huh. I don't know. Anyway, this thing's looking for a new home, really. I can't take a loss on it. I don't expect to make any money on it. So I'll put price and availability in the comments or something. But really, this thing is so nice. I mean, for a French car. And it's got that convertible rollback canvas thing that I don't quite grasp, but currently all the brakes are removed from it, but they're in the car. These wheels here are from a, I think those are Jetta wheels. The center hole section's a little too small. I think I'm gonna set them up in the milling machine and maybe round them out a little bit more, grind them out, and I'd put them in the lathe, but I don't want to take the tires off. I think the rims would fit, but not with the tires on. What else is going on? Well, let me show you what's going on out here. And where is my little vise that I'm bringing back into the shop? You little vise. Anybody see a little vise in this pile? If you do, yell out. It's right there. Yeah, I don't see it either. But it is here somewhere. The shop is just as messy as it used to be. It's just all piled on the back here. Where? And where is the bat? Well, here it is. This cute little vise is going to go on the bench inside the shop. I don't know what kind it is, but it's neat. Turn off the lights. There's that slant 6 I was talking about. That won't fit in the Renault. Up there is the a bunch of other stuff. But that's where that transmission is in that motorhome. And I don't really feel like laying up there in the middle of the winter in New England, taking a transmission out for a truck that's in my shop. It doesn't even have the engine bolted in yet. But here's where we're going. Sorry for the walk and the delay. But, okay, here's the dashboard I got. You know, where the bottom's all rotted out of mine. It's ugly. Needs all sanding and priming and painting. And it wasn't removed in the nicest of fashion. But it's all here. Fortunately, the gauge got smashed in delivery. Oh well. I have another one. I've got a nickel-plated ashtray door. I've got the surround, and I've got the glove box piece. So we'll make it all look pretty. Maybe I'll do a video on that while I'm working on it. But that's where I've been. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's see. Catch you later. Oh, hey, like and subscribe. Leave comments. I love comments. Good comments, bad comments. All right. Catch you later.